Now the next thing we'll do is we'll add some items, or one item actually, from the web clipper in DesignerLogic. And we'll use their sofa collection as an example. So we're just going to click into the collection and we're going to choose one of the sofas here. And so let's say we want to add this sofa into that project. So instead of retyping all this information or downloading the image and uploading it back to your account in DesignerLogic, you can just use the web clipper very quickly. And the web clipper has a little icon up here in the upper right of your browser, and it only works in Chrome and Microsoft Edge. And when we click on it, it's going to ask you to log in if you haven't logged in before. And we're just going to use this demo information. And here is the web clipper. It's basically a new item form, and it's going to ask you if you want to add this item as a project to a project, or add it to your favorites list, which is just sort of a list you can use for future projects, or both at the same time. So we're just going to add it to the project in this case. So we want to choose the project from our project list. We're not going to put it on proposal yet. We're going to put it in the living room as well. And the sales code, we're just going to choose furniture. This is from our sales code list in your account in DesignerLogic. And now we're going to put all this other information on this form right here. The first is the image. Now if you come over to the image and you right click on it, you're going to see a DesignerLogic Clipper menu, and we're going to choose Product Image. And you can see it copied the image over here. Now the next thing we want to do is copy this information to the clipper. So the clipper's in the way of a lot of this information. So we're going to minimize it, and then we're just going to highlight the information we want to copy. This is the basic description. So this is the product description. We're going to say we're going to use this price right here as your cost. And we're going to add this information right here to your notes. And let's say we have some dimensions here we want, and we'll use these right here. Highlight it, right click, and then we go to dimensions. Now the spec information, if it's detailed and it has bullet points and things like that, the best thing to do in that case is to highlight it. And in this particular case, right click, copy, and come down here, and you want to choose specifications, and then you want to basically just paste it in. And here you can see it preserved all the formatting. So we pasted just to preserve that formatting. And you can see here it copied the notes that we used. It copied the dimensions. We want to choose the supplier actually. So we go to Restoration Hardware. Now if the supplier is not in there yet in your account, you can hit New Supplier and you can just type it in or add it by highlighting it like we did before. And we want to add a markup. So let's say we're going to mark this up 30%. And that's all we need to do. And we come over, hit Add to DesignerLogic, and it basically copied all this information to your account. So if we go back to the account in DesignerLogic and we refresh the page, and we scroll down, we can see here we now have that sofa. And if you hover over the information icon, you can see the extra specs. You can see the contact information for Restoration Hardware. And here we've got our pricing and cost information, and you can edit this just like any other item. Now one thing that's nice using the web clipper, if you click on the details link for that item, and you go to that item detail page, here you'll see this item URL, and you can click on this item URL and it will take you right back to the page that you clicked, that you used the web clipper to pull it from.